In Pennsylvania, the House decided to stop legislation that would force women who want to get an abortion to get an ultrasound first. Now, Governor of Pennsylvania, Tom Corbett, says that he wants to continue pushing for that legislation because he wants to do whatever it takes to convince women not to get abortions. In fact, we have a video where he talks about this. Let's watch video number 6.
Well, the question was asked of me, and if you saw the whole press conference, and the media there didn't, bat an eye at it. I said, you can't make somebody watch it. They can put the monitor in front of them, but you can't make them watch it.
Right. And the fact that there are...
But let me talk about... Please. I think it's important to note, I think we have over 30,000 abortions a year in Pennsylvania. Now, I am the now grandfather. I'm an adopted son. I think adoption is a much preferable way to go. And when you see that kind of number, if an ultrasound, which is not invasive at all, would convince somebody maybe to carry that baby to term and give it up for adoption and save that life, I think that's the way to go.
I think that before Tom Corbett is allowed to take a Viagra pill, or men like them, they should be forced to watch videos of old men like themselves having sex. I mean, the whole notion that you can impose psychological mind control on somebody because they're going to make a decision you don't like. I also think that Republicans or anyone else who wants to vote for cuts to Medicaid should watch pictures of the children that will suffer and die. I mean, where does this end?
Also in that video, he indicated that he does not believe that ultrasounds are invasive, except there was this whole debate about the transvaginal ultrasounds. Right. That's pretty invasive. So let's take it one step further.
I forgot the part about sticking a ruler up his butt, too, before he... Yeah,
so
okay.
Why don't we, stick something up his butt if he wants to get Viagra. By the way, there was a Republican representative who was arguing that Viagra is completely different from, let's say, the abortion drug because of the fact that it promotes the creation of life. So that's okay.
Like we want these guys to reproduce anyway, but okay.
Right. So also another really interesting thing is a lot of these Republicans will propose this ultrasound legislation because they believe that it will convince a woman who is seeking an abortion to change her mind. However, there is now science behind that claim that proves that it is completely incorrect. So right now there are researchers at the University of California in San Francisco, and one of the researchers said, quote, "Viewing a sonogram is not an indication that a woman will cancel her scheduled procedure regardless of what emotional response the sonogram elicits." Also, she continues to say, "And the response can vary. Some women are happy to see the ultrasound because it makes their decision to abort more real. Other women are sad to see the image, and still others have no emotional response."
Well, the other thing is, I haven't looked at the numbers lately, but sonograms and ultrasounds can cost hundreds of dollars. So is this guy going to spend millions of dollars and claim he's a deficit hawk and a government spending cutter, spending millions of dollars just to impose his opinions on others? And as you say, when it's even a waste of money?
Well, when it comes to abortion, it's really interesting because on one hand, what the Republicans try to do is they try to intimidate the women, right? Make them get the abortions, make them talk to doctors who can lie to them about the implications, the health implications of having abortions. But then there's the cost aspect of it as well. Federal money, state money doesn't go toward abortions. There are only few cases, for instance, in cases of rape, in cases of incest, or in cases where the woman's life is in danger, where the state might help pay for that abortion. But in most cases, the woman has to foot the bill by herself. So that's another way Republicans try to prevent women from getting the abortions, right? They try to make it as expensive as possible by adding on these ultrasound procedures.
Sure. I see. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it's
in a horrible way.
In a horrible way,
yeah.
And at the same time, they will turn around and say, like, what? There's no Republican war on women. We don't know what you're talking about.
Well, it goes on and on, though. It's all about sex. You know that, right? I'm serious, actually. It's a psychological fixation on sex and gender and subjugating the woman that terrifies them. And power.
Absolutely.